In today's news, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force officers completed ARV training and became D.A.R.E officers. 3 locals have been arrested in Wednesday's drug bust. Easy Shipping claps back following audit released. Scrub Island Independent on August 1st and Governor's statement on auditor report. Team BVI also departs for the championships in Costa Rica. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
Everyone, it is Thursday, July 20th, 2023. Welcome to this edition of 284 News. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, Commissioner of Police Mark Collins has confirmed that members of his Marine unit, in collaboration with the Royal Anguilla Police Force, executed a joint police operation that resulted in the arrest of 3 locals and the seizure of a large quantity of drugs. The confirmation came at a joint press conference this morning with members of the National Security Council, which included Chairman Governor His Excellency John Ranking and Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley.
Yesterday evening, an event took place on the water, and just by way of a general update, because this is very much still a very live investigation and officers are working on this matter this morning, but yesterday evening we were aware that 2 vessels had entered BVI waters. Those 2 vessels had come from the direction of Anguilla, and this was a collaborative operation with our international partners. The RVIPF Marine Unit observed those vessels and in fact attempted to stop them in the east end of Tortola.
Commissioner Collins said the operation resulted in police officers getting injured and a police vessel suffering damages.
On approach, one of the vessels attempted to evade capture and rammed the police vessel on numerous occasions, causing some damage to the vessel and also some significant injuries to the officers on board. Shots were fired by members of the RVIPF due to the fact that they were under attack.
He was further questioned on the extent of the injuries of his officer, to which he confirmed that none of the injuries are life-threatening.
Some officers were detained in hospital overnight. Some officers have received cuts that required treatment and bruises and some other conditions as well as a result of the boat being rammed. But they're not life-threatening injuries at all. But they're still serious injuries and will require persons to recuperate and have some periods of rehabilitation.
As it relates to the vessels seized by the police, Commissioner Collins said his force is conducting investigations to determine the origin of the vessels.
I'm pleased to say both of those vessels were detained. And at this early stage, I can say that 3 local persons have been arrested. We believe some further persons are outstanding. As I say, this was a collaboratively led international operation with our partners. The two vessels, we don't know where they are from at the moment. One of them has got no identifying marks at all on it, but we're working with colleagues to try and ascertain where those vessels are from.
At the time of the press conference, the top cop said he could not reveal the total quantity of the drugs seized, but said it was a large sum that was seized along with a firearm.
At this stage, I can tell you a large quantity of what we believe to be controlled drugs have been recovered. I don't know the exact weight yet because that's still under investigation. And also on one of the vessels, a firearm was recovered as well. So as I say at the outset, this is very much a live investigation. And later on this afternoon, I will release a press release with a full update as where we are with the amount of drugs and any further information I can share with you.
And continuing on, the recent circulation of a flyer that suggests a planned sick-out by members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has been labeled as a false report. The graphics and wording on the flyer indicated that members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force had planned of executing a sick-out on Friday, July 28th due to non-payment of promised salary increments. Commissioner of Police Mark Collins, during the press conference today, acknowledged seeing the flyer, but said after contacting personnel within the force, there was no truth to the messaging from the flyer.
Yeah, I saw this flyer on social media yesterday morning, actually. It was brought to my attention. First of all, I need to say that under the terms and conditions of police officers, they cannot strike. So police officers cannot strike. And that's the most important thing to say at the outset. I think this was rather twisting it slightly in terms of what was put out on social media in terms of taking a sick day or something like that. Of course, as Commissioner, I spoke immediately to my Police Welfare Association chair. There are no plans whatsoever across the organisation for this to be carried out. And in fact, further to that, I have a personal meeting with my HR manager and the Deputy Governor next Monday to discuss police increments and to actually further the process and to assist with the process. I've actually seconded one of my finance officers into the central HR to assist them with the police increment side of it. So we take this matter very, very seriously. But to answer your question, as far as I'm concerned, there are no plans for a mass sick day next week for the police organisation.
Governor His Excellency John Ranking said that he, along with the Deputy Governor, are actively working to get the promised increments paid to public servants.
That I too am working with the Deputy Governor and his team on the increments issue. A lot of increments have been paid, but there are more that need to be paid. And the Deputy Governor is determined to speed up that process to get them out to those who are entitled to their increments.
Meanwhile, Premier Dr. the Honourable Natalia D. Wheatley called on the perpetrators to cease from creating false reports as they are causing more harm than good. He said the latest string of false reports of strikes and sick-outs within the public service is causing an unnecessary panic in the territory, which the Premier believes is politically motivated.
In addition to the false reports of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force persons who send in false reports about the Public Works Department, false reports about the Customs Department, and just to re-emphasize what I said in my statement yesterday, those persons who are making mischief by sending out this false information are helping to destabilize the territory, and it's causing a great deal of panic and concern, and I ask for those persons to stop it. You know, it may be politically convenient for some persons to spread these narratives, but it causes a great deal of uneasiness and discontent among our residents, as well as persons who are investing in the BVI and who want to visit the BVI. So we call on persons to stop that, please.
Premier Wheatley said he is open to speaking to all groups who feel as though their concerns are not being heard, as he takes such matters seriously.
Not to say that persons don't have areas of discontent, and we remain open and engaged with persons who have areas where they're, they have challenges, they want to express challenges. I certainly am available and happy to speak to any group who feels as though their voices are not being heard through the traditional channels. We don't want persons to feel as though they have to take any drastic measures to be noticed or to be heard.
The Minister of Finance said his government is pushing ahead with getting increments paid and urged the public to be patient as the increments are on their way. He also spoke to why some delays have been caused.
Cabinet made a decision that increments were to be paid. Of course, we did make a decision that the increments should be repaid. I don't want to get this wrong, Governor, but I believe that increments should be paid. A person should not be not receive the increment because of not having appraisals done and things like that, which has been the case in some instances. I completely understand the reason why we're pushing to ensure that the appraisals are done. I understand that, but those type of challenges will lead to the increments being paid less quickly than we had originally anticipated in the cabinet decision. I'm aware of the fact as well that the work that needs to be done in terms of calculations of increments, particularly for persons who've changed positions, have contributed to some of the lack of speed.
Representatives of local shipping company Easy Shipping are calling out Representative for the 2nd District, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, following his criticisms of the report on the examination of the House of Assembly's COVID-19 assistance grants. A legal representative for Easy Shipping has released a statement on behalf of the company, chastising Turnbull for criticizing the methods of the Attorney General in the wake of the newest audit report following support for her methods in prior instances. The release said, and I quote, "Members of the House of Assembly criticized the Auditor's General report on COVID-19 assistance grants, including the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, who was cited in the report. Minister Turnbull told the Assembly that the processes adopted by the Auditor General failed to meet the international industry standards and were woefully lacking. Yet in March earlier this year, Honorable Turnbull championed the flawed Auditor General's static marine platform report and criticized other members of the Assembly who had challenged aspects of the report. It continued by saying Mr. Turnbull has changed his tone after becoming the subject of the Assistant Grants report. He has turned on the Auditor General and dismissed her efforts." It continued. The statement shared directly with our news desk via email included a statement from a spokesperson for Easy Shipping. They had this to say on the matter: "We have been the subject of rumor, innuendo, and reputational damage from a flawed report process where we were not asked to provide evidence before its publication. We were then attacked on the floor of the House of Assembly by members, one in particular who now pivots on his views of the work of the Auditor General when he is in the spotlight. All we ask is that the facts be fairly, objectively, and independently assessed, which we are confident will show that we fully complied with our contractual obligations." Earlier this year, the report on the Auditor General of the COVID-19 border security contracts from static marine platforms was of course released and led to widespread scrutiny of the government of the Virgin Islands surrounding the issuance of high-valued contracts to the use of Easy Shipping badges. The report emerged following an audit undertaken pursuant to the recommendations B23 of the Commission of Inquiry report. Among the conclusions made in that report, it was said that the badges were not only ineffective for their intended purpose to the government of the Virgin Islands, but that Easy Shipping was paid some $338,000 for a period of time after the use of the badges had already been abandoned. Now, the audit report also made several criticisms of the manner in which the agreement for the use of the marine static platforms between the government and Easy Shipping came about. Easy Shipping has now claimed to have employed the services of an expert independent forensic accountant to review the Auditor General's report. Efforts to obtain that document were unsuccessful. A legal representative told 284 Media, and I quote, "At present, Easy Shipping is not sharing the forensic accounts report. The company has claimed, however, that the forensic accountant found that the Auditor General work, and I quote, failed to meet international standards and was inadequate." Viewers, up next we have more local news. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Today, I am doing cobble treatments with Beyond the Reef. shark research. So today we are doing whale research with Beyond the Reef. And wherever I go, I take CCT with me because my life is unlimited.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must stop cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene here in the Virgin Islands. Officers of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force recently completed an armed response training and D.A.R.E program, which ran simultaneously at the Rotan Police Station over the last 4 to 6 weeks. Now, the in-house armed response training delivered by Inspector Carty, Sergeants Roberts and Winter consisted of 9 officers and covered a wide range of topics such as weapon handling, precision shooting, and house clearing, to name a few. This training enabled the officers to gain pertinent skills and further equip them with handling reports that require armed officers. The Drug Abuse Resistance in Education program, delivered by Police Constable Zamfir Adams, consisted of 9 community policing officers. They were provided knowledge on topics such as bullying, saying no to drug offers, gangs and gang violence, and more sensitive topics such as good and bad touches, good and bad secrets, just to name a few. They were also trained on how to bring across the different subject areas successfully and skillfully, while keeping the children entertained and so intrigued that they went to continue learning some more. Deputy Commissioner of Police Mr. St. Clair Amory, in his remarks, congratulated all the officers on a job well done. He also congratulated the training instructors for an outstanding job on their delivery of the training material. He said, and I quote, "It is not always the case that the organization would be able to employ trainers from overseas, so it is commendable that we have our own who are equipped to deliver these training materials to officers." He encouraged the officers to ensure that they utilize the skills gained throughout the training to help push the organization forward. In a strategic move aimed at enhancing its unique offerings and fostering creativity, Scrub Island Resort Spa and Marina has announced that effective August 1st, it will once again operate as an independent luxury resort, bidding farewell to its 11-year affiliation with Marriott International's Autograph Collection. The decision comes as Scrub Island undergoes a wave of widespread enhancements, complemented by a major $8 million capital improvement plan set to unfold over the next 18 months. Now, the resort's journey began in 2010 when it debuted as an independent property, quickly earning recognition as an exceptional island getaway within the Caribbean region. With its idyllic setting, strength and personality, and distinctive offerings, it was a natural choice to become the first hotel in the region to join the rapidly growing Autograph brand. However, as Scrub Island grew in popularity, it says its management, mainsail lodging, and development saw an opportunity to further cultivate authentic and elevated vacations in the British Virgin Islands by returning to its independent roots. They said, and I quote an official comment, "We greatly value our relationship with Marriott, but the time is right for Scrub Island to return to its original status as an independently owned property," stated Joe Collier, president and founder of Mainsail Lodging and Development. He emphasized the desire for creativity and flexibility in their approach to cater to a targeted audience seeking luxury homes and suites with bespoke amenities. The transition to an independent luxury resort is accompanied by a multi-phase upgrade plan already in progress. The recently opened Marina Key Bar and Grill, situated on an 8-acre private island just offshore from Scrub Island, adds an exciting dining option for resort guests, locals, and island hoppers, offering lunch and dinner in a picturesque setting. Other ongoing enhancements include upgrades to the Harbor Boutique and the imminent completion of the Leeward House and the Shoreline House villas, elevating the guest experience to new heights. Looking ahead, they say a new multi-million-dollar round of capital improvements is planned, slated to be completed by spring 2024. The extension scope, however, includes enhanced dining experience, fresh furnishings in Marina Village accommodations and select villas, expansion of offerings on the Marina Key, and much more, promising to further elevate Scrub Island's status as a premier Caribbean retreat. Viewers, up next, we have more local news. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
Shake me awake. Bring me back to reality.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. On to the final leg of our newscast. Governor John Ranking, that is, has issued a statement on the findings of the audit report on the COVID-19 assistance grants distributed by members of the House of Assembly, shedding light on concerning practices, that is, and mismanagement within the program. Now, the report presented on July 13th revealed that while some grants proved effective in aiding individuals facing financial hardships due to the pandemic, others were exploited by opportunistic applicants, diverting public funds for personal gains. A total of some $3,885,074 was allocated to 2,276 grants aimed at providing a vital financial relief to those impacted by the pandemic. While these grants served their purpose in assisting individuals facing adversity, the audit's findings exposed several instances where applicants took advantage of the program to obtain public funds without genuine need, merely to accommodate their lifestyles. The report also revealed detailed information about grants awarded, including those exceeding some $5,000, business reduction grants, and grants distributed by specific House of Assembly members to family members or other members of the House. Many recipients of these grants had also benefited from other public assistance programs. The governor acknowledged that a lack of proper controls within the program led to multiple abuses and raised concerns about the allocation of public funds to applicants without genuine need. He stressed the importance of implementing strict measures to prevent misuse of public funds and to ensure that assistance reaches those genuinely in need. He fully supported the report's recommendation to maintain the management of all assistance grants within the purview of the Social Development Department. By doing so, he noted the program can better address the needs of those most vulnerable individuals while safeguarding against further abuses and unscrupulous activities. The Ministry of Health and Social Development is currently seeking public input to revise social assistance program, indicating a commitment to rectify, they say, the shortcomings highlighted in the report and to ensure a fair and a transparent distribution of public funds. Governor Ranking expressed his appreciation for the Auditor General and her team's diligent work in conducting the audit, reaffirming his confidence in their independence and ability to carry out essential functions under the Constitution. On the 8th of July 2023, the British Virgin Islands Athletics Association departed the territory with a contingent of 9 athletes to represent the territory at the NACAC's Under-18 and Under-23 Championships in Costa Rica. The event is scheduled to take place from the 21st to the 23rd of July. Team BVI comprises of a dynamic group of Under-18 and Under-23 athletics. Now, the Under-18 team consists of 4 athletes: Jakayla Morton, Asaya McMaster, Jaden Jackson, and Jonathan Lynch. Meanwhile, the Under-23 team boasts the talents of Malik John, Weye Belly, Beyonce DeFreitas, Akrissa Esty, and Kimberly Smith. Notably, Akrissa Esty, a quarter miler among the Under-23 athletes, has already made her mark in previous championships. In 2021, she secured a silver medal at the NACAC Under-18 Championships, demonstrating her potential to make an impact once again. The NACAC Under-18 and Under-23 Championships will serve as an opportunity for young athletes to showcase their abilities on an international stage, with the meet specifically isolating Under-18 and Under-23 competitors. Now, additionally, viewers, Under-20 athletes will compete separately during the upcoming Pan Am Under-20 Championships. The staff joining the athletes include coaches Ralston Henry and Jennifer King Great, team manager Stephanie Russ Penn, and psychotherapist Sean Williams. 284 Media extends its very best wishes to Team BVI, hoping for a remarkable performance and successful endeavors at the NACAC Under-18 and Under-23 Championships. Viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. I want to thank you so much for following us for our daily news updates at 284media.com. And of course, please like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Happy Thursday. Goodbye.